Hi, welcome to another Imaging Spectrum video. I'm Bill Varenkamp.
And I'm Herb Frank.
And we're part of the tech team here at Imaging Spectrum. We frequently have people sending back printers or sending printers to us or sending printers to points wherever. And we cannot stress how important it is to properly pack the box and the printer. Although this is not exactly what we got back, but every now and again we get boxes that are just barely bigger than the printer itself. And there is not room for enough padding in here to protect the printer. Also, we frequently get boxes with the printer on the bottom and all the stuffing on top. Guess how UPS treats boxes? Like that. So be sure to put the most padding on the bottom because that's where the box will land. Because I guarantee you this box will get thrown at least once during its trip. So bear that in mind. The proper packing for printers according to UPS is 2 to 3 inches of padding all the way around it. That's top, side, front, back, everywhere. It's incredibly critical to put enough packing in there because if this gets damaged in printing and you do not pack it correctly, it does not matter how much insurance you have on it, they will not, they will not pay. So again, pack it correctly, pack it well, and send it on its way. Also, do insure it. I do want to show real quick a properly packed box. This actually came to us from a UPS store. Customer dropped it off at a UPS store. It has got bubble wrap all the way around the printer. Pull the printer out here. So this printer is well protected. Now, it could not handle a trip down the stairs, but it is properly packed around. Plus, there are peanuts on the bottom, and before we pulled it out, there was peanuts on the top, side, and bottom of this. So, and just a little something about packing peanuts. When you're going to be sending a printer and you're using packing peanuts, wrap the printer in a large bag, because I will tell you, packing peanuts, when they transport, have a tendency to do this. And if they wind up inside your printer, you will have more problems than just whatever the original issue was. So do be sure you pack it well.
You can use a garbage bag.
Yeah, garbage bag, anything that you have that that will perfectly, totally seal, and then put peanuts on the bottom, put your printer on top, and then pack the top sides with peanuts or whatever else you're using. Same thing with paper here. This paper's not too bad to pack with, but again, better to do this first, then pack it around with this.
This has shock absorbency, so this is gonna absorb the shock. If they drop it, it's got a little bit, we say cushion, but it's got a little bit of shock absorbency to it. We've gotten packages that had newspaper. Newspaper is gonna flatten out, and then you don't have any shock absorbency. We've gotten printers back with people's clothing. T-shirt. Oh, I'll throw a T-shirt in there. That's going to compress over time. It's not going to have that shock absorbency that you want. We want this to get here with the original problem that you had if you're shipping it to us, and not extra problems. It's kind of like when the mechanic looks under the hood of your car and says, okay, it's going to be $10, and then he gets under the hood and it's $500. We're not responsible for it. The way that it gets here is what we're going to call you and tell you, hey, I know you sent it in to have the paper tray replaced or whatever, but now the inside's bent beyond repair. We can't even fix it. You want to take the time before you ship it in and make sure that it's packed well. If you've got the original foam that it came in, that's perfect. Yeah. This is a manufacturer's box. This is what he ships to us in. They've got custom foam, that your printer comes in. A lot of people, I save everything, but a lot of people, they open their printer, they take it out, they put it on the table, and they throw all this stuff away. And then 6 months down the road, they need to ship their printer, and they don't have anything to ship it with. So what I did, I put my box with all the foam and stuff in the attic, and I don't mess with it until I might have to ship it somewhere. And once I get rid of that printer, then if you have the original box that it came in, you can sell it, and that's always a plus when you're selling it. If you don't have the foam, this is your second best bet, but foam is always the best, so don't throw that box and foam away when you get your new printer.
Yeah, my recommendation is keep the box for sure, however long the warranty is. If you have a 1-year warranty, definitely keep it at least a year. If you have a 3-year warranty like the 620, keep it for the 3 years, just in case you do need to send it back. If for no other reason, it saves you from having to go buy a box and proper packing material. If you send it back to the manufacturer, in the box from the manufacturer, they're going to be a little bit hard pressed to say, gee, you didn't pack it correctly. So, another thing to absolutely positively always remember when you're shipping, make sure you take out the ink or the ribbon, take out the paper, empty the shard tray. The only time you would not do that is if that's the problem in the first place. The door won't open and you can't get the ribbon and paper out, which can happen if it's been dropped. Obviously, sometimes the door won't open if it's been dropped.
This is a box that we have for a DS40 that we manufacture, or we get the foam manufactured custom for the DS40. So if you sent us something in the box with no cushion around it, we're going to send it back to you in something like this. So
And this also works with the 620, by the way.
We have these made. It rides much better in its own carriage, so to speak.
And you can see how thick this foam is. Okay, that's 2 inches, and that is minimum from what UPS recommends for proper packing with equipment that's this heavy. So again, keep your box, pack it in a bag, and really you should pack it in a bag no matter what, because what if it gets rained on? So this will protect the printer. Put at least 2 inches of proper protection all the way around it. And bubble wrap is always proper protection. It has plenty of cushion for any kind of impact damage. And obviously, like this box here, it's got bubble wrap, and then it also has packing peanuts. Again, this box is absolutely positively perfectly wrapped. And of course the UPS store, because they did it, they are liable for any damage to it. So they definitely do it right. So I can't stress enough. Take out paper and ribbon, empty your shards, put enough wrapping around it, put enough packing around the wrapping, and also make sure the box is strong and make sure it's not some little bitty thin box. This is a typical box. This is proper thickness, but we have had people send them in really thin boxes. I'm not even sure where they get them. Also, make sure you use enough tape, especially on the bottom. One little piece of tape on the bottom may or may not be enough to hold it, depending on how wide the tape is. So if you have real thin tape, make sure you put a couple down there. Same thing on the top. Again, also do not put your printer on the bottom and then put all the packing material on top, because again, as soon as it gets thrown and lands, guess what's going to happen? It's going to damage the printer.
Basically, to summarize, don't go cheap. Don't say, oh, I think I got a box, last year Christmas from Aunt Millie that'll just fit that printer just perfect. You want to take some time and make sure that this thing is cushioned properly, because I can't tell you how many. I don't want to make the phone call telling you, hey, we got your printer and it's a pile of goo because you didn't pack it right. If UPS packs it, they'll stand behind it.
Also, if you have a critical situation, call us. I'm sure we can ship you a box.
UPS also has on their website, they have a page dedicated to how to pack something. And if I send you, or we send you a repair form, it's got a link to that web page. It tells you exactly how to package something for shipment.
I guess that's about it. Well, thanks for coming to another Imaging Spectrum video, and pack safe. Hey, this also works for Christmas presents, by the way, so just FYI.
You don't want crumbs.
That's right.
Fruitcake, well,
Protect the fruitcake.
yeah, protect the fruitcake.
Out.